Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening. A 47-year-old man is fighting for life in hospital tonight after his car crashed into the front yard of an Orford property, coming within inches of a house. The incident prompting authorities to issue another road warning as Tasmanians prepare to take to the road for the Christmas holidays.
A trail of damage on one of the state's busiest highways. Police piecing together how this Queensland-registered Ford Focus failed to navigate a bend metres from an Orford property.
My understanding is it travelled through a culvert, knocked over a series of rubbish bins, punched its way through a brick wall and came to rest against a house.
A 47-year-old Triabunna man was rushed to the Royal Hobart Hospital in a critical condition. Remarkably, the house only sustained minor damage, with no one believed to be inside at the time.
Could have heavily impacted on opposing traffic, pedestrian traffic. If there had been somebody in the front yard of the house where it finally came to rest, they could have been impacted.
Police remained on site late into the night, with major crash investigators returning this afternoon.
Preliminary examinations of the scene point towards that speed has been a factor.
The crash, the latest in what's been a horror year on our roads.
It has an impact on his family because it's right on Christmas. Thankfully there's no one else involved, but still he's an individual. He's someone's son, someone's father, someone's brother.
Drivers urged to respect the fatal 5 this festive season.
The widespread impact throughout society, through families, through friends, through neighbours, is immense, not to mention the cost to society.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Allied health professionals have issued a stern warning after voting to reject the wages and conditions offer put forward by the government. The workers are considering taking further industrial action to drive better outcomes, with a number of their colleagues already relocating to the mainland in an effort to take home better salaries.
Some of the newly qualified staff that I've been training up have got job offers on the mainland now that are $20,000 a year higher than what I currently earn.
The offer is the worst offer that's been put to any of the public sector workforce, and they've rejected this by over 80%.
Concerned staff are set to meet tomorrow to plan the next step in ramping up their campaign. A major $1 million deal will see Super Netball return to Tasmania as the Collingwood Magpies extend their partnership. The commitment is hoped to continue growing participation while giving future stars a pathway to the elite level.
Good old Collingwood forever. Well, at least in Tasmania for the next 3 years.
The Tasmanian government's agreed to a new 3-year funding agreement with Collingwood to bring Super Netball back to Tasmania.
The Magpies swooping into the island state to celebrate the news today.
The partnership's been 6 years young and it's been very exciting and has resulted in a strong and passionate Collingwood fan base here in Tasmania.
The crowd here has been incredible to us. And getting away with the girls, any extra time together, we all love it.
It will see one pre-season game and one in-season match played across the Silver Dome and MyState Bank Arena facilities, ensuring fans in the north and the south can enjoy all the action.
Regular season game will be in Hobart with the pre-season game in Launceston, but that's negotiable both with Collingwood, with Super Netball and the government across the 3 years of the deal.
The partnership bringing with it big benefits for grassroots players.
Not only does it bring the elite competition to Tasmania, but it also fosters interest in young netballers right throughout the state of Tasmania.
All while donning their best black and white colours.
I really like to watch the players play down here because it teaches me a lot from their point of view.
Grace Evans, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanians impacted by floods earlier this year are now eligible for further funding. The federal government has announced a further $10 million is available. 84 emergency relief and food relief providers will distribute the funds. Flood relief partners are listed on the Department of Social Services website. Federal Sports Minister Anika Wells appears to be questioning the need for the proposed $750 million Macquarie Point Stadium. Funding is believed to be a sticking point for Tasmania to secure the AFL's 19th licence. However, Minister Wells yesterday queried why Tasmania's bid is reliant on a new venue.
We want one, and Tassie wants one, and they deserve one. We just don't think it needs to be conditional upon a stadium to get there. No one else had to do that.
However, Tasmania's Sports Minister believes they'll come to the party once they see the vision for the entire area.
We're talking about that entire precinct, and we're talking about what it can do, not just for AFL but for other sports, but also in the events and arts space.
A decision on the licence is yet to be made. Hanukkah celebrations are set to begin tonight with multiple public menorahs being erected around the state. A 5-metre tall menorah is also set to light up Brisbane Street Mall from tonight. In the Jewish faith, the 9-branch candelabrum represents freedom from tyranny. Hanukkah runs until December 26. A Tasmanian man awaiting a permanent home has opened up on the deteriorating state of his physical health. David Farnell has struggled to recover from a recent pneumonia battle in his caravan, with fears more people are falling ill as a result of the housing crisis.
Discharged from hospital back to this small caravan, David Farnell's attempting to bounce back from poor health.
I don't have a stable and warm environment to recover in.
The repercussions of waiting for a stable home for 3 years now has left the 50-year-old to face the devastating physical and mental consequences.
Getting pneumonia like almost yearly or more than yearly.
In what is a growing concern for the Shadow Housing Minister ahead of an already busy Christmas period.
People are really suffering and their physical health is suffering, putting further pressure on the health system, on the acute health system, because of a lack of housing.
With a ballooning social housing waiting list continuing to bear down on the state government.
I'm concerned about the housing situation in Tasmania across any number of different areas, which is why over the next 10 years we're investing $1.5 billion into building 10,000 new social and affordable homes.
David will be forced to move from the Hobart Showgrounds when construction starts at the end of January, but it remains unclear where he will go next.
If I don't get a residency, I'm frightened I'm not going to make it through it.
Grace Evans, 7 Tasmania News.
17 Parks and Wildlife Service firefighters have completed training ahead of the upcoming bushfire season. The winch reaccreditation training will enable Parks and Wildlife to rapidly respond to fires in difficult terrain, including remote areas. The team was initially trained in 2020 and are nationally accredited. It's been an action-packed weekend for 11 Tasmanian children living with a disability as Launceston Grammar School hosted its 18th holiday camp. Nearly 50 students worked across the weekend to bring holiday magic to the campers in a beloved annual tradition.
Jumping for joy at a unique holiday camp. 45 Launceston Grammar students spending their first weekend of holidays back at school, giving 11 children living with disability the time of their lives. Kai's been making the most of the activities on offer, including dance parties.
Well, none of them know how to dance like me.
The 3-day program is the only one of its kind in Tasmania, providing respite for parents and carers and letting children have a ball.
I realise I'm not 30 anymore. Everybody here is looking very, very tired, but it's been fantastic. Real sense of joy.
The experience is so rewarding for students, some come back year after year. Will's left school, but now works as the camp's co-director.
And seeing the smiles on their faces, the joy, and it's genuine joy, it's so rewarding, and I really love that aspect of it.
Dozens of students get involved each year, working as camper companions or behind the scenes to make the experience memorable for everyone.
I think it's really good to see just like how the kids interact with each other and just like watching how much fun they can have when they're all together.
A much-loved program putting smiles on the faces of so many. Annie Green, 7 Tasmania News.
9 hardy riders have put pedal to the metal in a mammoth cycling challenge for charity Speak Up, Stay Chatty, riding from Hobart to Cressy and back in just 24 hours. They took on the 465-kilometre journey, hoping to spread the importance of having conversations around mental health.
We know that Christmas is a really great time for lots of families, but it's also a really dark time for lots of other people, individuals and families as well.
Former professional cyclist Will Clark joined in for part of the trip. And keen Tasmanian mountain bikers have taken on the ultimate challenge at the Medina bike track, also for a good cause. The trio of riders undertook a full 24 hours of non-stop laps to raise funds for the Tim Blair Run for Kids Foundation, going on to smash their goal of $10,000 to help support families who are suffering through childhood illness. Meanwhile, Tasmania has made a blistering return to the WNCL, thrashing New South Wales at Blunston Arena. Molly Strano and Sarah Coit combined for 7 wickets, with New South Wales unable to put any significant partnerships together. The Tigers routing the Blues, bowling them out for just 129.
And there's another one gone for New South Wales. A wild swing by Lawrence Smith and...
In reply, Lizelle Lee smashed 70 of 69 balls, with Tasmania chasing down the total in the 21st over without losing a wicket. However, it wasn't all good news, with opener Rachel Treneman forced to retire hurt. Hurricanes import Jimmy Nation has given his first impressions of Tasmania ahead of the team's opening home clash against the Perth Scorchers in Launceston tomorrow night.
A lot bigger than I thought. Tasmania. Yeah, I sort of had it pegged as a sort of Stewart Island counterpart for Australia, and then the 3-hour drive up from Hobart to Launceston sort of put that to bed.
The Canes are hoping to make up for Friday night's 38-run loss to the Melbourne Stars. Jack Jumpers coach Scott Roth says his side need to navigate the hard times after Cairns ruined their Hobart homecoming last night with a 91-82 win. The Taipans stung the Jack Jumpers after half-time with a 46-30 second half. Keanu Pinter silencing the MyState Bank Arena crowd, top scoring with 34 points. Tasmania remain in the top 6, but the coach is bracing for a busy period of 5 games in 14
There's no
days.
easy games on the schedule, and playing away or home, it seems so far in this league for the most part, nothing's very sacred.
The Jack Jumpers are back on court tomorrow night in Adelaide against the 36ers.
Good evening, everyone. Launceston, the state's top today of 24 degrees, Devonport 20, 19 in Burnie and Hobart reaching 17. Across the state, Bushy Park 23, 21 in Strawn, Friendly Beaches and Lowhead 20, 19 in Grove and on King Island and 17 in Lyowini. Mostly clear skies can be seen right across the state today. And across the rest of the country, low cloud extends across southern ocean waters and over the southeastern coasts of the mainland, while convective cloud and high cloud can be seen over much of northern Australia. Tomorrow's chart again shows little change. The low will move slowly east across the Tasman Sea, with the high remaining to the southwest of Tasmania. Low pressure troughs persist across the north and northwest of the continent. And we'll see south to southeasterly winds tomorrow 10 to 20 knots, tending east to northeasterly about the north. Partly cloudy and 19 in Hobart tomorrow, 18 in Dover, Ooze reaching 24, 25 and sunny in Launceston, Devonport 20, Scottsdale a top of 21. 18 degrees in Burnie tomorrow, mostly sunny and 21 in Strawn, Stanley 19, and 19 in St Helens, Swansea reaching 18, and 22 and partly cloudy in Ross. And the UV tomorrow remains extreme 11s across the state. Looking on to Tuesday, fine apart from possible light showers about the eastern elevated parts of the north. Fine apart from possible showers about higher areas of the north on Wednesday. And on Thursday, showers developing about the northwest during the morning. Mostly sunny in Perth and Adelaide tomorrow, 26 in Melbourne, mostly cloudy and 22 in Sydney, Brisbane at 27 and possible storms in Darwin and Alice Springs. And at the moment it's sunny right across the state, with Hobart 16 degrees, 20 in Launceston and Devonport 16 in Loo. That's Sunday night's weather.
Looking beautiful too. Thank you for that, Chelsea. And that's all your news for now as well. Thank you so much for joining us this Sunday evening. I will see you tomorrow. Have a lovely night.